move through the area process, but you will also prevent thesis creep, those pesky evolving hypotheses that make us feel that we have a rational reason to do something, despite a change in circumstances. Your written records will also provide you with a roadmap for your research. To dig deeper and share your own thoughts, join the AREA community by checking out my website, areamethod.com. There you will find further discussion about the method, related research, and articles, as well as how to post your own questions and decision-making experiences. At many points, I recommend making a strategic stop in your work and include a cheetah sheet, the graphic organizers that will help you build and hone the skills that you need to carry out the AREA method. The sheets highlight sources of information, provide you with key questions that you will want to ask of the data you collect, and offer interpretation and analysis guidelines. They also provide you with checklists and exercises to help you effectively and efficiently conduct your research and hone your critical concepts. A full list of the cheetah sheets can be found in the contents. As you respond to the material in the cheetah sheets in your AREA journal, I encourage you to record both the questions that arise during the process and the answers you find. By keeping the journal, you'll be writing the story of your research and decision-making process. You'll sum up each chapter of your work, A, R, E, and A, by consolidating your learning with one or more thesis statements. These statements sum up your research, your findings, and your analysis. The analysis is critical. It sums up the so what of your research and points to the path forward, or the path back into the process. It may feel difficult or frustrating to stop at this point in your research, but the pause will make your research process better. Strategic deceleration in your information gathering and processing builds agility and flexibility. 1. Navigating the gray area. If you knew what you were doing, it wouldn't be called research. Albert Einstein. John Christopher, the founder of a Nepal-based charity called the Oda Foundation, was on his way to breakfast during a family vacation in London on April 25, 2015, when he learned that a massive earthquake had struck Nepal, killing nearly 10,000 and injuring more than double that number. John had started the Oda Foundation, which provides basic healthcare services to people in the rural village of Oda, Nepal, less than 2 years earlier, after volunteering at a school in nearby Circuit. He had chosen the remote village of Oda, a 16-hour flight, drive, and hike from Nepal's capital of Kathmandu, because it had a shortage of resources and John thought he could help. He figured that by providing basic healthcare services, the leading causes of death in Oda were diarrhea and childbirth, he could save a life for as little as $2.23. His efforts were met with immediate success. In his first year, on a total budget of $25,000, he estimated he had saved roughly 40 lives, making his little startup one of the most efficient healthcare foundations in the world. When John heard the news in London, he was relieved to learn that his community was outside the earthquake's deadly range, and his attention turned to a new urgent question. How could he quickly transform his on-the-ground team into a more useful health service provider for Nepal? How could he best serve the health needs of a country that suddenly looked very different from the country where he had operated for the past 2 years? He laid out his options in his head. There were 3 different paths he could follow. Path 1, expand beyond his rural clinic by opening a new health clinic on a main road where his staff could easily service more patients. Path 2, accept the Nepalese government's offer to partner with their existing health clinics to expand the government's treatment and care. Path 3, in a country with such treacherous terrain, invest in drones to drop and deliver medical kits around the country. Which option should he choose? The strategies were very different from one another. How could he decide which course of action was the right one? He didn't want to rush to judgment, even though time was of the essence. How could he swiftly arrive at a well-reasoned and researched outcome to make an educated decision for a future that at first glance seemed so unpredictable? John was faced with a high-stakes decision that would have a long-term impact on the well-being of his foundation and its reputation, a decision that needed to be made with incomplete information amid a volatile backdrop in a changing environment.